There it is.
Hello,
everybody.
Hello.
Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. So what I'm going to do first is greet the chat, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to introduce my guests. So give me one moment. Hey, Jaden Sue is in the building. Catherine with friends. Hello. I just want to make sure that didn't come on my YouTube in the back. We got designs by Cat Pro. Hello. Welcome in. We got Brown Girl Bella, who is on the panel. Who else we have? We got Billa Rank. Hey, Billa Rank. How are you? Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Beverly Palmer. How are you? Thank you for being here. We got You Can Talk in the house. Hello, You Can Talk. So, guys, again, thank you for being here. So, first, what I'm going to do is introduce my guest, and then I'm going to tell you guys what the topic is. So, we have Brown Girl Bella on the panel, and we have Coach Sherry. And I want both of them one at a time to let me know a little bit about them, their page, and then we'll get into our topic, is beauty in the eye of the beholder? I got some good information, guys, so we're going to get on that. So, Bella, I'm going to start with you, and then Coach Sherry. You got your fan on, Coach Sherry?
I do, but it's...
Don't worry, my fan is never too far behind.
That's what I need.
Always ready. I'll begin. So my brand is about beauty and skincare. I do luxury reviews, mid-tier reviews, and what I call my bargain bellas, where I talk about my favorite drugstore, skincare, and beauty brands. I started off, I think, from when I was young, like walking age, loving makeup, watching my mom put on makeup, watching my grandmother put on makeup. And a funny story that I like to tell is when I was 13, I really wanted this Chanel lip gloss. And I bugged my dad for it. And finally, we were driving in on Fifth Avenue, and he's like, well, here, I'm going to give you my credit card. Go ahead on and get your lipstick. And if you can get it, you got it, whatever. Now, he gives it to me thinking, oh, she's not going to be able to use it because I'm not with her. She's only 13 or what have you. Well, I sauntered my little 13-year-old self to that counter, and I was like, I would like to have this Chanel lip gloss, please. And she was like, okay. She was like, how will you pay for that? I said, charge.
Hello. Charge it.
She gave it to me. She wrapped it up. She put it in the bag and gave it to me. And I gave her my dad's charge card, and she ran that thing through. And I sauntered my little butt back to the car, and he was shocked that I was able to get this lip gloss. And he was like, from then on, he was like, well, you know what? If you put your mind to do anything, you could do it. Right. So he never gave me the opportunity to charge again, but but that's how passionate I was about the beauty industry and just the way that the woman, folded up the tissue paper and she put the seal on it, just so like everything was just really immaculate and beautiful. And that's what led me to do luxury beauty.
Are you a daddy's girl, Bella?
I am very much a daddy's girl.
Are we?
Very much. Very much. Well, from my dad, I'm the first child. He has other children. He had other children. He's since passed away, but
I'm sorry.
I was the first for him, and for my mom, I'm the only. So I didn't really grow up with brothers and sisters. And then when my dad passed, I met my half sister. So now her and I are really close. And it's funny, she's into hair the way I'm into makeup. So she
nice.
Got her license to do hair, and she does like all these different elaborate things with hair. And then I fell into the makeup.
Okay. Thank you. So I just want to let Hood Girl, I dropped the link for you, that Hood Girl to the Hood. You can come on up. And next, I'm going to have Coach Sherry tell us a little bit about her and her channel.
All right. Well, Is there a background? Can you hear that?
I don't hear anything. Do you, Bella?
I did. I don't hear anything now.
Okay. Well, I have extensive experience in entrepreneurship and education. I grew up in a brick and mortar business that my parents ran and operated for 40 years. And because of that experience, even though I did go to college, entrepreneurship has been in my blood. It's something that I love to do. I started my own business in 1995, and my husband and I went into business together in 2002, where we did real estate investment. We have 2 laundromats as well as real estate development. And I found that a lot of small businesses would come to me and ask me questions on marketing and networking. And I became a coach, a marketing coach for them. And because I knew a lot about workforce development, having done my first apprenticeship program when I was just a teenager, I was attracted, I guess, to a community college and their workforce development continuing education department. And that was in Southside, Virginia. I started doing that. I started also coaching women all over the country who are at a point in their lives where they are at a point where they can do what they want to do and not what they have to do. They just don't always know what that is.
Yeah.
And so I would coach them on finding their next career path, their next business path, and developing that. So my channel is about workforce development, career readiness, as well as entrepreneurship. I go live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I typically will have a special guest, and we talk on a variety of topics. This past Friday, I had Vernes on there, as well as Nikki Nichols, and we talked about work from home opportunities. It was an amazing live. We dropped so many nuggets, and we discussed opportunities that are out there right now that you can do either as a job, as a contractor, or as a business. So that's what I do. And I love it so much. It's so empowering to others to finally understand which direction they need to go and how they need to do it. And so it is my pleasure to serve others in that way.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach Sherry. And I'm going to come back to you because your job is something I want to talk about with this topic. But thank you, everybody that's here in the chat. Hello, please thumbs us up. Please share us out. I see Boss Lady Denise. Hi. Drew's Food. Hey, Tania's Zone. Thank you guys for being here. I am just Nene. Hey, sis. So we have that hood girl to the hood. This is my sister, man. I'm telling you, if you guys don't know her, that hood girl, we got Brown Girl Bella and Coach Sherry. Now, do you know them?
Well, yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
So, before we get into our topic, I'm going to have that hood girl tell us a little bit about her and about her channel, and then we're going to get into our topic. Is beauty in the eye of the beholder? Not beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Is beauty. And we're going to talk about is. I have some good things for you tonight.
Well, my name is Juanita Hood, and I do use my hood name real well. I am a mother of 3 children and of 6 grandchildren. I have a great job. I live in a great place. I have always been an encourager to many people. God has brought so many people in my circle, and he uses me, and I want him to use me, and I am a Christian girl. I have been on YouTube. Well, when I was doing 8-minute speed dating, I created my YouTube page. I was a host for 8-minute speed dating, and that's when I found YouTube. But I only put my events on YouTube. I was never a content creator, if I can say that, until last December. And so I used to do my lives. I took a break because my job was really stressful. I needed some time to get back to me. And so that's where I am right now. My lives are going to come back. I don't know when, because, you know, when your job says do this and that, you have to do this and that.
Right.
Not work. And so right now I'm in a good space. I'm going back to my original account that I love and been on that account for years. And Coach Sherry, Friday night was electric. It was really good, and I enjoyed being there because, yes, as you said, those nuggets people need to know, because a lot of people with COVID-19 has lost their jobs, and a lot of people who have children, they can't go back to work, and some have to be home, and some people chose not to send their children back to school, so a home work job is perfect. So, I salute you, because people need that. And so that's it. That's all.
That's okay. Nikki Nichols is on her way. When she gets here, I'll drop her the link. Hey, House of X Entertainment, how are you? Thank you for coming in. That's the second channel. So guys, the topic is beauty in the eye of the beholder? And the reason I wanted to do this is because you guys know the beautiful model. I think it's Beverly Johnson. I think that's her name. Well, she has a beautiful daughter who's also in the, there's Nikki. I'm going to bring Nikki up. Hi, Nikki. Thank you for being here. I'm going to introduce you in one moment. And we're talking about Beverly Johnson and her daughter and their models. So she came on and she said, she was on Instagram and she made a post and she said, my mom, I'm going to cry. My mom always told me I didn't have to be light-skinned to be beautiful. Took me over the edge, but the girl is gorgeous, just like her mom, first of all, okay? However, I don't mean so much as beauty in this, okay? We know in this world, that's where it starts from. We're going to talk about that. But what I want to know is beauty in the eye of the beholder? Because I have seen people that may have looked physically pretty, but then they opened their mouth and it was nasty and rude and disgusting. To me, that's ugly. If your soul, your spirit, and your heart is black and ugly, that is ugly. And then I have met people that weren't drop dead gorgeous on the spectrum of the world, but their heart and their soul made them beautiful, just made them shine, that aura. And you just like, oh my, like you don't even see that. So we're going to get into that, because when this young lady came on here, I'm like, how is anyone saying that she's not beautiful? Then I seen a little girl, she had to be about 8 or 10, and I meant to grab her picture. And she has blue eyes. She's African. She's a black girl. But in her, what do you call it? In her tribe, they kind of like banished the family because they said that it was bad because she had these piercing blue eyes. So the family had to leave from wherever they were in Africa, and they had to come, to the States because they were going to kill him. They were like, your daughter is evil. She has blue eyes. This is not right. Black people don't have this. She's ugly. She's evil. She's a demon. So this is why I wanted to get into this. It's not only in Africa. It's right here in America. And unfortunately, sometimes in our own communities, we go through that. And for me, I don't hear white people saying, oh, you too white. But I hear black people saying, you too black. And I'm like, where is this coming from? We black people come in all colors, shades, sizes, everything.
Yes.
And we're going to get into heavyweight people, heavy set people, skinny people, light skin, dark skin. We're going to get into all that because we need to talk about this, especially in this time, as we know a lot of black people, no matter what color they are getting killed because of the color of their skin. God has made us like this, and God don't make no junk. As I was told growing up, God don't make no junk.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter what color you are. And for me and my husband, we are black to the black on black, everything, okay? However, we have white grandchildren, we have Puerto Rican grandchildren, we have Native American grandchildren. So I'm a melting pot. And guess what? All 12 of my grandbabies, I love them all, but they come over here. I don't care if they light or dark. They all gonna get spanked the same. Okay? So I don't see the color. So we're gonna get into that right now. And then I want Nikki Nichols. Welcome, Nikki, to the panel. Thank you guys in the chat. Hey, I see Miyu Cool. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Jaden, thank you, Jaden, for sharing me out. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna have Nikki introduce herself, tell us a little about her channel, and then we're gonna get into is beauty in the eye of the beholder. But one moment, Nikki. Hey, James Money, how are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you to crew family. Hi, how are you? If I missed you, I do apologize. I will come back after we finish this conversation, okay? Hey, go ahead, Nikki.
What's up, everybody? Hello. So my channel, when I first started my channel, it was kind of pastime, just a hobby. I was diagnosed with MS, and that kind of took my mind away. And like I said, it was just a hobby. And I started out doing all types of videos, but beauty was one of the types of videos that I did. I talked about my skin and issues that I had. I reviewed beauty products. I would get like Walmart video boxes, and I would open those boxes because they would have beauty products in them. I don't get those anymore, but I'll talk about why later. But now I've kind of jumped into work from home videos because I work from home now. So my channel is product reviews, work from home, natural hair. That's also something that I struggled with for a long time, but it had to do with beauty. So yeah, that's basically what my channel is all about.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Again, thank you to everybody in the chat. We do appreciate you for being here. So we are going to start our conversation. And if I have any mods in the chat, please welcome in the people as they're coming in case I missed them. Nini said it all comes from the past history of how families did a color divide. Yes, with the paper bag syndrome, I'm quite sure we are all of age and remember that. If not, I will explain it to you. However, yes, unfortunately, in our own community, that does happen. So I want to talk about is beauty in the eye of the beholder. And this is what we're going to talk about. Skin and colorism, weight, because people see weight and automatically think that person is ugly, and that is not true. Okay, because not all skinny people are nice and pretty. I've seen some evil skinny people. So that has
or healthy. Just because you're skinny does not mean that you're healthy.
Thank you. We're gonna get into that too. We're gonna talk about again the eye color of the young lady, the hair. We know that plays a big issue in our community with hair. The people that may be disabled with limbs. And I knew a guy, and he had one arm. You may remember, Bella, but back in New York City, kids used to ride the city bus, but they would stick their arm out the bus as the bus is going. Well, his arm got caught on a pole, and he lost it. But wait, no, don't feel bad for him. Let me tell you what he did. He graduated from high school. He was fine. He just didn't have an arm. He was still himself. He was a lifeguard with one arm. Okay, he played handball. He was my handball partner with one arm. He had security guard jobs. So this is what I'm saying. Just because he was disabled, guess what? He was still doing everything. That did not matter. So when people say, oh, you're disabled, you can't do anything, that is not true. That is not true.
Not true.
Attitude. Attitude is very, very important with beauty, in my opinion, because like I said, if your attitude sucks, you're ugly. Okay. And then we're going to get into finances. We know people that have money always think that they're prettier and better. Not always the case. As we've seen with the show Good Times, we've seen people that were poor, but they were happy with what they had. They might not have everything. People that do have money and are miserable. I've seen people have money and they were miserable. So let's get into this. Whoever would like to start, if you have something that may have happened, or maybe you went through it yourself or knew somebody that went through it, give us some kind of a story that maybe you have went through where beauty was in the eye of the beholder. And then we're going to talk about what is beauty to you, because I have some things that I think is beautiful and it has nothing to do with physical. Okay, so whoever would like to start. Okay, go ahead, that hook girl.
Okay, well, I was born in the 60s where color still was that divide, black or you white. Well, in my mother's house, because my mother is a mixed lady, my daddy was a dark-skinned man, And betwixt all their children of 5, I'm the only one that came out this caramel beautiful color.
That's right.
Well, in that house, it still was a divide because I was that different. I was the different sister. I was the different daughter. And my mama made it quite clear to my siblings that I was Black. And so my mother rarely ever called me by my name, Juanita. She would always say that Black this or that Black that. And so, you know, when you have siblings, they learn what's in the house. Uh-huh. And because she set that foundation of, I call it hate, kind of, sort of. You know, my younger siblings learned her language, and because they saw that she didn't like me, they didn't like me either. So I had it. So when it comes to color in my house and in our house, I was that, like they say today, that black sheep of the family, and I know it firsthand, and it hurt.
Wow.
That's what I was gonna say. What were some of the things that you felt from that? Was it only like your immediate family, or was it cousins? Was it your dad? Or
yeah, my dad, on the other hand, told me he loved me because I came out the color he was. He didn't love me because I was his daughter. When you make a statement that I love you because you are the only one that came out my color, I don't think that was something that should be said to a little girl, because that has never left me ever. Mm-hmm. So it came from all around.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm better now because I'm beautiful, but yeah, I'm better. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, thank you for that.
I want to piggyback on what she's saying and the importance of what we tell our children.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I want to say, I don't know what age it started, but from school age until about 8th grade, I know I was funny looking. Like, I really was. Externally, I was funny looking. Mm-hmm. And I know it for many reasons. One is because, you know, I can see, I have eyes and I can look around. I see, you know, I look a little different. But for two, you know, kids growing up at that age used to make fun of me. But it didn't bother me because every single day, my parents would tell me how beautiful I was. My cousins, my aunts and uncles would always tell me that. And on the, like, internally, I really didn't believe it, but I did at the same time. So it was a conflict in that way, because they're telling me that those are the people that love me and that are telling me, you know, you are beautiful, you know, this, that, and the other. But then I have my peers that are, you know, making fun of me or whatever. But at some point, I want to say around 5th grade, I started to believe what my family had been telling me.
Yeah.
And I would look at my peers, especially the little boys that would make fun of me. And I would be like, in my head, say, you know what? In about 5 years, you're going to want to date me. And I don't care. It's going to be a no. And I had the pleasure of doing that a few times. But I just know that if my parents didn't reinforce that within me, then, you know, I would have believed what my peers were saying. So it is so important to start telling your children how beautiful they are, how handsome that they are. Tell them over and over, whether they believe it or not, just continuously tell them that. Don't ever waver. My family never wavered from it. And it really
starts in the home.
My confidence in the long run.
Yeah.
It all starts in the home. You know, for women, our daddy is the first man that we fall in love with, that we admire, that we want, that tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever the case he was. You know what I'm saying? That man figure, that statuesque. If he's a good provider, if he talks to your mom, if he looks at her lovingly, if he, you know, pat on the booty every now and then. You know, if you don't see that love and affection in your home, the men sometimes grow up and not giving it because they didn't see it. And the same thing, you know, if you see your mom getting beat up all the time, you are more likely to fall into that kind of a relationship. And you're right. It starts at home, and we must tell our children that we love them, that they're beautiful, because in the house, yes, but when they get out in that world, it's a whole different story.
Yes, it is.
It's a whole different story.
Absolutely.
So whoever else would like to go next to touch base on that topic, or maybe you or a family member?
I'll go next. So my sisters and I had a different dad, and so we're all about the same complexion. However, they had good hair, and mine wasn't as good as theirs. I also inherited a bigger nose than my sisters. Their nose is smaller than mine. But the background was my mom, her dad is mixed. So my great grandfather is a white.
Yeah, mine
And
is.
so in my mind, I used to say, yeah, I'm light skinned, but my hair's not good. I got a big nose. Why can't I be more like the white girl? You know?
Yeah.
And when I watched TV, everybody talked about how pretty the white girls were. And I didn't look like that. And like Sherry, I was picked on. I was extremely skinny. I didn't have a lot of weight. So I was the skinny girl with a big nose, and I would always do all kinds of crazy stuff with my hair because my hair wasn't as good as my sister's. And then as I got older was when I started believing, wait a minute, I look a little bit better. And then I met my husband. You know, in high school, weight started coming on and guys are hitting on me. But now I realize that still wasn't beauty. That was just them looking at me physically, being attracted to me.
Right.
So I met my husband and I told him how I felt about myself when I was younger. And he would tell me, and still to this day, he tells me how beautiful I am. And so you're right, Sherry, with my daughters, I ended up marrying a dark-skinned man because back then I had to be with a light-skinned guy because everybody said the light-skinned guys were the pretty boys. And so I stuck with that mindset in my head. Now my husband is dark-skinned, my two girls, they're dark-skinned, and my son is light like me. But I tell all of them they are beautiful. And I love my daughter's complexion. Their skin is so beautiful and smooth. And, and I'm thinking, gosh, it's kind of a running joke in the house, that I got that white in me. And they're dark. So it's like, gosh, sometimes I look at their skin and I'm just like, it's just so beautiful. I like being a Black girl. I like who I am now. And it even trickled over to my job. But you know what, Vern? I didn't used to think that way. I tried to fit in that light skin side.
Yeah.
So, but that's all I was doing was trying to fit in. And the white people, they accepted me. The jobs that I got, I kept my hair permed because I was trying to keep that straight hair. And now I don't care. You're going to accept me for who I am. And if you don't, then you got to hit the door.
So, there you go. There you go.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Nikki, you are beautiful. And I don't mean that in a physical. I mean your spirit. I remember when I first came to your live stream and I was sitting there talking to you and we just clicked. When you have that beautiful spirit, like I said, I don't care what you look like, but you are, first of all, a stunning woman. So first of all, you need to just erase that. But that's like with the dolls. When my kids were growing up, I would make sure I went out of my way to get them that doll that looked like them. Even my son, I would make sure I got him the little G.I. Joe men that were darker, or he's brown skinned, but that were a little, more Black, just so they could say, this looks like me. And if you guys remember the movie that Spike Lee made with the colleges, and he had them split because they were light skin, and then they had the dark skin, Bella, they had to do the sorors and all that. It's like this really goes on in our community, even till this day, which is awful. So thank you, ladies, for being here on the panel and speaking about this. And Brown Girl Bella, I want you to tell us something, either that happened to you or know someone that it has happened to.
Yeah. Well, much like Nikki, I was very, very skinny. My mom was very skinny, so I inherited that from her. And I always had long hair. And I remember this one guy who my best friend was light skinned with hazel eyes. So she always got like all the guys. But there's this one guy, and you know how you remember this one thing that sticks out in your head years and years later? He was talking to my friend, and then I had walked up and he was like, "Who's your friend, Miss Voodoo on a Stick?"
Oh my gosh.
That song, it was a rap song, but he said that about me. He was like, she's like a pencil with hair. And I was so traumatized by that. Like years and years later, I still remember how that saying made me feel. And then every time I heard the song, I would go back to that time. So it didn't matter that my dad always told me, I was a princess and I was beautiful. And, my family always said, "Oh, you're cute, you're this, you're that, whatever." That one guy made me think that I was a voodoo on a stick. Like I was the ugliest thing in the world. And so when you have that in your mindset, you always try to overcome that or overcompensate for that. So I said, well, if I'm not going to be the prettiest, then I'm going to be the smartest. I'm going to be the kindest. I'm going to be the most whatever, because I'm not beautiful. And so I always take it upon myself to go out of my way to be really kind to people and to genuinely welcome them. If you've ever come to my channel, I always call my babes on Brown Girl Bella. "Hey babes, how are you babes?" And even if I'm visiting your channel, I say, "Hey babe, and how are you babe?" Because I want you to feel like I am trying to build a bond with you, like I'm your friend. Yes, I'm talking about beauty and I'm talking about things that are, superficial to the world that's going on today. But I want you to feel that warmth and that comfort because of that one guy who made me feel like crap. But thank you, because now I have, a whole new outlook on life. I treat everybody with the same kind of love and respect that I want to get in return. And I feel that had I not had that experience with that guy, maybe I wouldn't have, turned out to be the way that I am now. So, even though he traumatized me with that, he also armed me and fortified me with that statement, because now I make sure that everybody I come in contact with never feels that ugliness or that tarnishment of having somebody say to you, "You look bad," or "You are ugly."
Absolutely.
It's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible feeling. But I want to go back to a point you were talking about, Vernes, about the Spike Lee and the whole thing, because I'm a member, of a sorority. And, a lot of times people will say, "Oh, you're this sorority and, you're in that sorority. Is it because, you're light skinned and you're dark skinned or whatever?" To me, it wasn't about what I looked like. It was about the way the women carried themselves on campus. And so when I decided I was going to be a member of this sorority, every woman that I had encountered had that same kind of gravitas, that same kind of, energy when they walked and they spoke and they talked and they dressed. Everything was just immaculate. And I looked at them and I said, "Yep, that's what I want to emulate." When they walk into a room, they command that room. They command that respect. Confident. I want that. I want to be like that. So to me, it wasn't about what they look like, but more how they carried themselves. And that's what I like to portray again when I'm going out in the world. I want to make sure that I carry myself well, that I, speak correctly, that I am giving an image of a Black woman that is strong, that is smart, that is capable, that is intelligent, and that is ready and armed for whatever comes her way.
That's right. Confidence is a must. And Coach Sherry, I'm going to come to you in a minute, and we're going to talk about the men that you help, the young men, and about the confidence and holding their head up. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But first of all, we are all beautiful Black women. I hate when people say I'm a woman of color. No, I'm a Black woman, and I'm proud. Like James Brown used to say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. So guess what?
I love it.
And y'all
People
remember
that are non-Black are trying to get these big old lips.
Yes.
They're trying to get these big old breasts. They're trying to get this big old booty. Okay. And this is God given. We don't have to get this.
Yeah.
God gave us this. And here you going out here trying to get surgery, damn near killing yourself, but yet we're ugly. But you're trying to get tan like us because you don't like us because we so Black and ugly, but you trying to get Black and ugly like us. So when you do it, then it's beautiful. No, that's not how it works.
Right.
I was beautiful from the birth canal. Don't get that started. But I also wanted to say that that's like when teachers tell little Black boys, and I'm saying Black boys because this is experience for me. I don't know anything about Black little boys. I'm talking about Black little boys. And they're in school, and the teachers are telling them, oh, you can't be an engineer. You can't be a doctor. You can't be a lawyer. You need to be a janitor. You need to be, or you're going to grow up to be on drugs. You ain't going to be nothing because your parents ain't nothing. Not true. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Yes.
That is a lie from the pit. Not all our young men are out here killing each other. We got some young men, which I'm going to have Coach Sherry talk about, that are doing the damn thing, that are out here, that are Black, that are dark skinned, that are light skinned. And they're raising their families. They're doing what's right.
Yep.
Not all our fathers were bums and were out here doing everything. Not all of them. Yes, we have that. I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it. We have it. But not all of us are doing like that.
Right.
And that's what I want to talk about. When we have our daughters out here and we're trying to raise them, we have to tell them to love your body. It's a temple. Nobody can do anything to this that you don't allow unless they attack you. That's something different. But I'm saying, you love your body. You love yourself, no matter what. Like the little Black boys, hold your head up high. I hate to see a young man walking like that.
Yeah.
Hold your head up high, hold your chest out. You be proud. You be proud. This is why they're killing ours, because they are jealous of them. That old quote unquote mentality, the mandingo Black man. Not all our Black men are mandingo, but you out here breaking your neck trying to get them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with white and Black, but I'm saying that stereotype. And you have to love you with your big nose, with your big eyes, with your short hair, with your nappy hair. That nappy hair, girl, if they could get nappy hair, they would.
They would.
Yeah.
You see them wearing wigs. You know, wigs is quote unquote a Black thing, but now you see the white girl wearing the wigs just like us. And not all of us
extensions, wigs.
Yeah,
They do it all.
But I want to talk about Coach Sherry, about the young men that you're helping to become men. Yes. I want you to talk about that.
Yes, I work with men who are underemployed and unemployed, who are trying to make a way for themselves.
Hold on 1 minute, Coach Sherry. Somebody have YouTube on in the back. Just turn it down a bit. I hear like music. No?
You know, I'm by myself, Vernes.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I made sure I was muted too.
Okay, let's see. Okay, go ahead, Coach
I
Sherry.
do hear music or something now.
You hear music?
Yeah, I hear something.
Is it my TV?
Maybe it's a TV.
Maybe. Okay.
Yes, so I work with men of all ages who are underemployed and unemployed, who are just looking for that opportunity to get their foot in the door, to show and prove that they can do it if they are given that opportunity. And I am just so excited for all the men that I've worked with thus far. So far in my pool, when I look back, it's about 40 men. And right now I'm working with 9, and they are coming with no skills, no education, but just the will to work, the will to learn. And we all have that in us. We are so brilliant. And, you know, exposing them to all these great opportunities of what they're doing right now, how it can propel them into a real career path, and the excitement that they have, the fact that they are able to, now support their families. I mean, I was sharing with Vern Friday night late. Oh my goodness, Nikki. Vern and I, we were talking about it. But I was sharing with her just the growth that they have within a year, within 2 years, going from making like $12 to $15 an hour to making $55,000-$60,000 a year. That's a game changer. And that's what it is. It's about changing the game, changing the projection of where someone sees themselves and having them dare to dream. When I work with them the first 3 weeks, when they first start, I have to pull out the weeds, to find the beautiful flowers that are within them, because they have so many things negative in their minds about who they are and what they can actually do. And that comes from society, that comes from their environment, that comes from their own families. And so they're so used to people saying no. They're so used to people saying what they can't do. And I'm here to tell them what they can do, and that it is possible, and that we need them. They are doing essential work. If they don't do it, we won't survive as a society. Right. And so it excites them. It gives them purpose, and that's what it's all about. And that's when talking about beauty from the inside out. It's about making someone know that what you are and who you are has purpose. It's absolutely what it looks like visually. It's everything within, and how you can contribute and what you are contributing, the value that you bring. So that's so important.
Oh, thank you for that. Now I want to talk about weight. So no matter what color they are, black or white, that are heavy set. And of course, people, the first thing they say, oh, you too fat for this, you too fat for that. I've seen some beautiful Black women that are overweight, obese, heavy set, whatever you want to call them. And they dress to the nines. You can't tell. Hair did, nails did. They fly. Okay. And then, of course, we have some that don't. But just because you're heavy set doesn't mean you can't put yourself together. Like we were talking about, Coach Sherry, Sarah Barton. We have the white women that hate us so much, but yet they're trying to be like us with the Sarah Barton, with the breast and the hip, where your men wanted to take us and look at us and admire us and want us to be bed warmers for you, but you also want to rape our women, but you also want us to feed your babies, build your country. We did all of this for you. What the hell more do you want from us? We did all of that.
Right.
But yet you hate us so much, but you can't wait to be with our Black men. You hate us so much, you can't wait to get out. You can't wait to get us like what we are. And you think we're so ugly, but we're really so radiant, beautiful, and glowing that you can't touch us. We were kings and queens before we came here. We were kings and queens, people. Know your worth. Know your worth.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We can do anything we put our mind to. We can run this. But anybody else want to talk? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little.
No, it's funny you say that. Vern, my grandmother, she used to tell me that I had a kindred spirit. And I didn't understand that as a young girl. And the older that I got, I get it now. Because what was inside of me was the most beautiful thing, and nobody can take that from me. And if I share that with the world, I mean, and that's what we're here for. We're here to share that light that's inside of us with other people. So, Vernon, it made me feel good that you could feel that when you talk to me, because I didn't know how to share that with people. I didn't know how to give that out. And I was that angry Black girl. And for such a long time, I didn't know how to deal with that. And I didn't know how to handle that. And it came across on my family and at work. I was that girl, But when I walked through the door, all the everything that was heavy on my shoulders, that was in my mind, that was weighing heavy on me. And one day I said, you know what, devil, you a lie. No more.
Lie.
Because God put a spirit in me that is going to shine. My light is ready to shine.
Exactly.
And I have to get up every day and walk in it. So I do. And like I said, nobody
let me tell you guys something. I've had the benefit of being able to visit a lot of different countries and a lot of different places. America is the only place that puts such a value on how you look.
Yes.
I have seen European women walk on beaches. Their stomach could be out to here and they got a 2-piece on with their sarong and they are working it.
Confident.
And could care less what you think.
Yep.
You're sure right.
I'm like, that's how we need to be. Like, stop looking at this and thinking, oh my God, you know, your breasts have to be a certain size and your stomach has to be flat and your ass has to be big and your thighs have to be this way. Stop. You're going to drive yourself crazy with trying to mold yourself into something that you are not.
Right.
Now, remember, I told you at the beginning, I was very, very skinny growing up. Now I'm not skinny, but I'm not big either.
Right.
But I still have things that, you know, I need to work on or whatever. My stomach is never going to be flat. Like
flat on flat. Yeah.
Because it ain't. Right. Because it ain't. And I like food too much. So I need to, you know, work out and I need to, you know, eat healthy so that I can be healthy. Because I want to have grandbabies someday. I want to be, you know, somebody's Mimi one day. And I want to be able to, you know, run around with them and enjoy them. So that's the mindset that I'm in. I'm not going to hold myself accountable for like, oh my God, I ate a cookie. So now I got to, you know, beat myself up. No, I'm going to enjoy my cookie.
Yes.
That's right.
And then I'm going to work out later. And that's the mindset that I have, because when you go out to these other countries, they don't care what they look like, honey. They can strut and walk and do what they want to do and boo to you if you don't like it.
And that's part of is beauty in the eye of the beholder. Once you come into yourself and you learn to love your big nose, your eyes, your big lips, your big breasts. When you, that to me, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beauty.
Exactly.
Like I said, when a teacher tells a young man, a white teacher, let me take that back. When a white teacher tells a young black boy, you could be the president. Don't get me started. I'm gonna start crying. You could be whatever you want to be. You can be an engineer. You can be a pilot. You can be a doctor.
Yes.
When they, even though we have the differences, we are still alike. But when a white teacher tells a young black child that, it really does make a difference. In the same as if they tell them you can't be nothing, you're not going to be nothing. It's the same thing. The tongue,
it is.
This right here, can speak life or can speak death into a person.
Yes, it can, and it will. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you don't have that, I am, and I know I'm worth it, and I know God loves me spirit, you can kill yourself. You can run yourself into a mental depression where you don't want to do nothing. And this can happen and has happened. So we have to learn how to love ourselves. Some people get on YouTube. I don't want to show my face because I did a video today on VMAX show. I was so scared to do it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to put that on the side.
Yeah,
like
she
I
did,
said,
she did a wonderful job.
You did a great job.
But I loved my dresses that I did. I loved my outfits. And I said, you know what? If you can't understand this little pouch right here, then shame on you. But I felt beautiful doing that little haul today. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was beautiful. I felt beautiful. Absolutely. And that's all that matters, is what you feel in here.
Yeah.
And it's about owning it. And that's abundance intelligence, is when you own who you are. You know who you are. You make the changes necessary to make you a better who you are inside and out. And when you own it, that's abundance intelligence. And that's
absolutely
away from you. And like what Nikki was saying, it's transferable. So no matter what situation you're in, no matter what group you're in, that's who you are. And that's how you're showing up.
Society has never and will never define me. I am so comfortable in my cocoa skin. Yes, girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
for our sisters, don't be afraid to tell a sister, "Oh, you look so pretty in that dress."
Yeah.
I love your hair. Bella, no, I'm always look, I'll compliment my girlfriends in a minute. If I see your crown is crooked, I'm gonna say, "Girl, straighten it, let's get back on track here, boo. I love you, sis. Now let's keep going." But don't be afraid to tell your sister she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
Girl, you know,
because your candle doesn't dim if you shine a light on her. It doesn't make your light any dimmer.
Right.
Say that again for the people in the back, Bella, please.
Your light will not dim if you shine a light on your sister.
It won't.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not going to.
Yeah. Now, I have always been a thick girl from childhood. But when you get old, I think Nikki mentioned this, you get older, you look at other people and you notice other people get the more of attention, especially those thin girls. So when I got a certain age, I asked my doctor, would they put me on some diet pills? Because I wanted, for the first time in my life, to be this little skinny girl. And I was that skinny girl for a while because I took pills to make me skinny. But what has happened over the years until today, all those years I took those skinny pills has now messed with my kidneys, right? So the thing is, my doctor said, look, I'm not going to give you the pills anymore. Now you have a choice to choose to be thick and healthy or be on dialysis skinny. Which one? Choose it.
Ooh, wow. That was
when it's given to you in such a form, you choose, you know, I got to be me. I can no longer be in this size 8. I'm in a 14, and I think I fit my 14 perfectly. Yeah. However, let me show y'all something that my auntie told me just last week when I went to visit her. And I walked to that door, and that woman told me these very words. "Oh, Anita, I am so glad to see you back at your normal weight." When someone tells you you thick, now okay, let me get through with this. For her to tell me that, even at 57, made me feel good because, you know, yes, I am a thick girl. But I had to learn that it's okay to be thick because I've been thick all my life. It was the pills that kept me skinny. Now, if we want to talk about dating,
Happy Sunday!
if we want to talk about dating with skin and with skinny and thick, it is a change. It is different. It literally is different, you know, because you know. Your eyes always want to see the beauty. You know, every man wants eye candy, if I can say that. Now, I can't say that all men like skinny women because there are men that like thick women because they come with and flirt with me. But the fact is, it's a difference. Yeah.
Absolutely. My mama always say when you're a little bit thicker and you get sick, you have something to fall back on. So, you know, you have the flu and you lose 15 pounds, but it really don't matter because you just lost a little bit. As they say, Bella, it's cuffing season. So now they want the little big girls because they don't want no skin bone. My mama used to say a dog don't want a bone.
Exactly.
A dog want a meat on the bone, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny you say that. You were taking pills to get skinny, and I was drinking the Boost drinks to get thicker.
Wow.
Because I wanted to gain weight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boost, Nutriment. Yeah.
Now the kids gave it to me and I'm trying to lose it.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's so funny because my mother, like I said before, and my grandmother on my mother's side, they were all skinny. And then they got, you know, to be older, like in their late 20s, early 30s, and then they started filling out. And my mother used to always tell me that. She was like, you know, they talk about you now, but guess what? When you get to be, you know, in your 20s and you start filling out, and you start getting this and getting that, they gonna start paying attention to you. And it was like I blossomed overnight. It was like one day I woke up, I was washboard Sally, no breast, no butt, no nothing. And then poof, I woke up and I was like, I need a bra.
I always said it. I never remember going to a training bra. I always remember going to a bra. I never remember.
Me too. 4th grade, I was.
There was nothing to train. It just came out.
Yeah,
exactly. I wanted one so bad because all my girlfriends had, bras and stuff. So I begged my mother, "Oh, Mom, can I get a bra? Can I get a bra?" She said, "You ain't got nothing to put in a bra."
And they always had the cutest little ones for the girls that only had nubs, and the bigger girls we had to wear the old granny bras. But now, girl, them big girls got some beautiful bras.
Yes, we do.
I love it.
So I wanted to say this. Beauty again is beauty in the eye of the beholder. So I looked it up. Beauty says it does not exist on its own, but is created by observers. It is not just physical, and we know that. So to me, I'm just going to give you guys 3 things, and then I want you guys to tell me what you think beauty is. So for me, beauty could be a child's laugh. Sometimes a child can laugh and you can be in a miserable state and that child laughed and it's like so beautiful. You kind of forget what you were going through. Beauty is when you see 2 people that have been married for 60 years holding hands still. I think that's beautiful. In my opinion, that's beautiful. Okay. Another beautiful thing is when a nurse is holding an elderly person's hand, and either maybe they don't have family or the family's not around, or maybe they're passing on to the next portion where they're supposed to pass on. That's beautiful to me. So it's not always physical. It's not always money. People think, oh, they got millions of dollars. No, that person has millions of dollars. You're broke. That has nothing to do with that person being beautiful. Because what about if they lost their money tomorrow? Would they still? So if you guys haven't thought of it or anyone can take it, tell me 2 or 3 things that you think is beautiful. Not so much of a feature, but what do you think is beautiful?
I think beauty is an aura that a person has when they walk into a room, their posture, their confidence. That's beautiful to me. I think beauty is compassion, the way that a person thinks of others and not just themselves, but how they, are servants to others. And when I say the word servant, people sometimes clutch the pearls and be like, what? But no, we should all look to have a servant mindset, and that is helping others along the way. And that's a beautiful mindset to have. Beauty is just having love and being in love is so beautiful. And I think to me, those are the top 3 things that are beauty to me.
Yes. Yeah, I love a child playing in the playground, just having a good time and, swinging on the swings without a care in the world. I think that is so beautiful because, when you think about your childhood, like you don't remember so much the bad times. You remember, how much fun you had, how much joy you had. And it's just, beautiful to see that in a child because right now they don't have, all of these fears. They don't, know about Corona and, President, Trump and all this other things that's going on in the world. They just want to play. They just want to enjoy life. They just want to be free. And that to me is so beautiful. So I love to see that.
Yeah, I love to sit out and watch men play ball with their children. I like to see them run up and down with their little girls, and then when they tell a little girl to come on and they pick you up and say, oh my God, you did it. I do that often. I do it often because it is such a beautiful thing. It's one thing for a mother to do because that's what was expected of a mother. But when you see a father take out time of his busy day to come outside and play with his children, my God, it touches my heart.
The father-daughter dance, I think that is, oh my God, so beautiful.
Yeah.
I would say I think it's beautiful when us as women finally come into our own and we're able to pass that on to other women or other young ladies. I think that's so beautiful that we are able to just give back to somebody else. Like Sherry said, the confidence that we have, and we don't just hold it for ourselves, we give it out to somebody else. And I think that's just so beautiful to just like what we're doing right now. This is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
The other thing I had is beauty is given to others, but not expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
Don't expect, oh, I gave you $5. I'm expecting 10 back. Don't expect anything.
That's right.
I used to do that.
Right.
I used to do that. And that's
another thing. Right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I used to do that, and that's an ugly thing. And
yeah,
I did it back when I first got married. And my kids and my husband will call me out on stuff still to this day and be like, no, that's not cute. But yeah, you're right. You know, you got to share.
Don't expect anything. Another thing. Hey, Brooklyn.
You know she got to get into the act, right? She sees me on a camera. She's like, I got to get on camera too.
That's beautiful. A lady with her dog. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Another thing I think is beautiful is when you see a teacher buying school supplies for a child out of her own pocket because maybe the parents don't have it.
Right.
A child seeing up, and we may have all been here. I know I have, and I'm not afraid to say when my husband died, yes, I used to cry. And my kids would come up to me and say, Mommy, I love you. Don't cry.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's
beautiful because it's nothing expected out of it. It's something coming from deep down in here, and that money can't buy that.
No,
right.
Money can't buy that.
That's right.
You know what I love still, and my daughter from time to time still does it. She's a big hugger. She's a Cancerian. I'm a Virgo. I'm not really all that touchy-feely kind of girl. Never was. But she used to always come to me, Mommy, I want to hug you. I just want to hug you. And I would stop what I was doing and I would hug her. Not because, she wanted, well, yes, because she wanted it, but because she felt that in that moment she needed that hug. And so who was I to deny her what she wanted? I was put here to mother her, to protect her, and to give her everything that she needs. So when she needed a hug, and trust me, she would do that like at least 50 times a day. I'm not exaggerating. Every time, at least 50 times a day, she would, Mom, I need a hug. Mom, I want a hug. Mom, and I would stop what I'm doing and I would hug her.
And now, that's the beauty because you stopped and did it. Not get away from it. You stopped and did it.
Yeah. Stop what I'm doing, whatever I'm doing, and I hug her. Yep.
And this another thing I think is beautiful, and I know we don't always do it, but we need to stop. And I've been saying this for the last month. And like you said, Nikki, I don't know, it's something that has just been coming over me about us getting into our own, stopping, taking time, sitting in a bubble bath and doing absolutely nothing. Just loving on yourself.
I do.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
I put that image up last week on my Instagram, a Black woman in a bubble bath. I was like, this is my zone right here. I love that.
Yes.
I think that's why I was so hot, Vernes, because I'm in quarantine. So I had my whole situation to myself. And I had taken a bubble bath before this show because I just wanted to relax. But you know how when you do that, you kind of hot trying to get ready. So but it felt amazing while it was happening. So
can you guys think of anything else that you think is beautiful?
When you know what, just going outside and just looking around at nature and my surroundings.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I'm in the country, so I just look up and and I think, wow, look at just. And I just enjoy it, and I tell my kids all the time, slow down.
Yes.
Stop social media for a little while. Go outside and just look and see what he created for us. And this is all for us, but we don't take the time to pay attention.
to
Right.
pay attention to it and enjoy it. Yep, absolutely.
And that's the thing. The beauty
absolutely.
is
They call me the yay lady because every day I say yay. Saturday yay, sun yay, Monday yay, every day's yay. My thing is every moment that you could open your eyes, take 2 steps, and stand up and rise, you need to give God glory for that. You need to say yay.
That's right.
Because it could have been the other way.
That's right.
Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. So you have to live for today. And in today's space, we are all here. We are all fellowshipping with each other. We are all great content creators. We have different specialties that each one of us does. And you need to be proud and celebrate that.
Absolutely.
Because tomorrow there could be, one less bulb that's bright in the world. And so you just gotta, take stock of the now.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the chat in a minute and I'm gonna have you guys tell me something that you think is beautiful. But what I think is beautiful, and I know we may all be able to relate, especially you, Coach Harry, when you see an older gentleman talking to a younger gentleman and telling him, you're wrong.
Right.
Don't co-sign, as I used to say, don't co-sign BS. You need to stop and tell him, come over here, pull your pants up. There's a lady there. Watch your mouth. Stop doing that. Get up that street. Go get a job. When you see a man tell them that and they mean it without anything, that's beautiful.
It is.
That is beautiful.
It is.
Yes.
Definitely.
You don't have to buy stuff to see, like you said, a beautiful day outside, sitting on the porch reading a book in the morning with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, listening to the hummingbird. That's beautiful. That's nature. That's life still progressing. Looking up at the clouds and just imagining. That's beautiful. A beautiful manicured lawn. You ever drove past somebody's house and you was like, that is so pretty. Like that grass is just everything. It's just God has made this world so beautiful that we don't stop to take time to smell the roses because the beauty is right in front of us.
Yep.
It is.
Look at
my
your
grandma
hands.
used to say that all the time. I want my roses so I can still smell them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Remember that? Remember that saying?
I do.
What'd you say, her girl?
I was agreeing with Brown Girl Bella when them old folks used to say, you better give me my roses while I'm alive where I can see them and when I can smell them. Don't give them to me when I'm gone because what I'm going to do with them then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Another thing I think is beautiful is an attitude of a person who grew up in the worst kind of life growing up, but they became of age and they have that beautiful spirit. And then you talk to them and they tell you what they went through and all. And you're like, how can you look at life and be happy? How can you not be mad? How can you be so beautiful and smiling and helping? That's because that's something in them has stirred up. And we are not always our circumstance. Like I told you guys, I have known. I told you when my husband died, I lived in Brooklyn. I had 4 babies. My husband had died. I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from Queens. But guess what? I had to get up and figure it out.
Right.
Sometimes you have to stop and appreciate.
You do?
Because where I am now, I think Coach Sherry was on here. Me and my husband was at the gas station. I just started crying. And he was like, what is wrong with you? It was something that just came over me and said, I'm so happy where I am because where I came from.
Right.
What could have happened?
Yes.
You have to be thankful for who you are.
You do.
What you're not monetized yet, you'll get monetized.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You'll get
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. Love it where you are.
Yeah.
It really is.
Absolutely.
A flower growing in the middle of a concrete, Brown Girl Brooklyn, Bella, a tree grows in Brooklyn. You see the concrete sidewalk of New York City, but you see a beautiful green flower. You're like, how is that coming through all of this?
Where is that coming from? Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
And
holidays with the family and nobody fighting.
That is beautiful.
No.
That's beautiful.
Where they do that at?
Somebody.
Where they do that at? And when I was when my father was living, I would go to his parents' house. He's my father is Panamanian and Bayesian. So they would actually yell and scream in 2 languages. And 3 if you count the Bayesian slang. So it was like a nonstop World War III every time I walked in my grandmother's house, because somebody was fussing with somebody about something. But even that, you find like the comfort in that. Like, oh, that's so-and-so, you know, acting up again. Or that's my cousin Yvette, you know, she mad about X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, you just find like the humor and the comfort in that. I miss those days.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Coach Sherry? I'm sorry.
I was going to say the beauty is being present, you know, and like what you're saying about how you appreciate the beauty that's around you. And the only way that you're going to do that is to be present. And that's so why even if we're driving, if we're walking, whatever we're doing, when I see beautiful things, which is all the time, I'll always pause and share it with people that I'm with, especially my children. When they're with me, I'm like, wow, look at this. Look at the scenery. Look at that horizon. Look at this water, you know, to point things out so that people can capture it in the moment. You don't want to be hours later when you're home or the next day and be like, remember when we saw that? And you're like, I didn't see that. So it's important to be in the moment and talk about it as it's happening so that the other will appreciate it too.
Yeah.
What about this? And Coach Sherry, you can relate to this too. When you see someone who is so beautiful on the outside, but they don't know it, and you're talking to them and you're like, oh my God, you are just so gorgeous, but they don't know that they're beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. When you are beautiful, but you don't, you're not, know. Oh yeah, I know I'm cute. Because some people are so physically pretty, but it's not that. It's that inside thing, but they don't know that they're pretty. To me, that's beautiful. You ever met someone who's like, oh my God, they're so, but they don't act like they're handsome? That's beautiful.
And can we talk about the unreality of reality shows? Because I think reality shows puts a false look on what beauty is. You know, my husband played in the NFL for 10 years. And I remember not too long ago, like a year or so ago, a woman that I had met a couple of years back had said to me, you know, you don't look like an NFL wife. Oh. And I said, well, why? Is it because I buy assets and not liabilities? Like, why don't I look like one? You know, but she's comparing me to what she sees made up on TV. And like, it's so much more than that. That's a made up. That's not real. People don't necessarily walk around like that in their house on a day-to-day. And so we have to get out of that falsehood and putting people in these categories and expecting them to look a certain way and not realizing, you know, I've been married for 25 years, so it's not all about, you know, the exterior. It's what's inside that's half the main.
Absolutely.
You don't have that, trust me, it's not going to last. So, you know, we have to get that reality out of our head and thinking
that's right.
Yeah. I love it when you talk about something, let's say, you know, you were like, oh my goodness, I really love that pin, you know, that brooch or whatever. And your man hears you talking about it. And then a couple of weeks later, he brings that brooch to you. I'm like, wow. Like, not only did you remember that, but you had to think about, okay, where do I have to go to get this? Let me go find it. Let me go, you know, get it for her and bring, like, that to me is like the sexiest thing ever. Like, if I told you something 2 weeks ago and you remember it, you know, and get it for my birthday or, you know, a just because gift, I'm like, and it can apply to anything. Anything. You can get even me a vacuum.
A
and I'll be like, oh my God, like you remember that I wanted that vacuum.
Yeah. You know, what's beautiful is when you have a teenager child and they grow up becoming adult, I'm going to say 20, and they come up to you and they say, let me take you out to dinner. Let me pay for it. Now, Hood Girl can relate because Hood Girl was given a gift from her children. And I'm like, tell them about it, Hood Girl. That was absolutely beautiful.
Which gift was that, girl? I slept.
The glass. The glass. The one with your name on it with the frosted glass.
Oh, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah. Her kids came and brought it to her, and I'm like, what? Like, it was absolutely beautiful and for no reason. And that is the beauty in it.
What I love the for no
Nobody can give you something, and you're not expecting anything.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh,
It's a whole set. It's a whole set.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is.
And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys.
So if you would like to, you can elaborate on that story, Hood Girl.
Well, but not to brag or anything. I get gifts to my children all the time. And all of them give me different things. I never get the same. I got 3 boys. So if I wake up one morning and my middle son, he'll send a text and say, Mama, did you see I sent you $200 cash out? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, my God, baby, thank you. My oldest son, I asked him to stop buying me clothes because it's not my style. So, but he and his girl love to buy me shawls. They love to buy me things with my name on it. They do shower me all the time. Mm-hmm. And my young son, he just give cards. He's not that gift giving and that he's not that. So my boys, that just tells me that I was not my mother and I was not my father.
Right.
I was the mother that I told myself I was going to be. Mm-hmm. And that's just love. I think when children do that, I think that's saying, Mama, thank you. I appreciate you for what you've done and what you're doing. I think it's all about gratitude.
Yeah.
For this one, Mama, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done. When your kids tell you, you did something right.
Yeah.
You did something right. That's beautiful.
The other thing, when I came home from the hospital after being diagnosed with MS, I couldn't really walk well with my right leg. And my kids, Mama, are you okay? Mama, can I get you something to drink? If I even made a noise like, oh, they're like, are you okay, Mama? Is everything all right? And it just, it made my heart feel good because I knew that my kids love me, And I didn't always show that love back to them because I didn't get hugs in my house. I didn't get told every day I love you. My parents, I knew my parents loved me, but we just didn't do that in my house. So I had a hard time doing that for them. But now we tell each other we love you, I love you. But that was just, and even still, and I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
They will say, are you okay, Mama? Is everything okay? If I slip it doesn't have to be anything. They're just like, Mama, you all right? Yeah. And that's just, it's a blessing because everybody's kids are not like that.
Right.
No, not at all. Because I'm like that with my mother. I'm not like that with my mother. None of my mama's children are like that with her because like you, Nikki, we didn't get the I love you. We didn't get the hugs either. We got the other side of it. And I don't want to get into that, but it is, I see what you're saying. So we don't. Yeah, no, we don't.
I know words.
Because that can open up a whole nother story. So it's true. Children, when you treat your children right, and when you nourish your children, when you love your children, even when you don't want to, even when I did not know love, I asked God to teach me love because I know my children was going to need it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have it. So yeah, that's true, Nikki. Yeah.
You know what else is beautiful, and a lot of young men do not do this, is chivalry. Now let me set the scenario. I've seen older men open a door for you. or open your car door, open a mall door. That's beautiful. But I've seen these young men get mad at the woman because the woman didn't say thank you, and they're ready to beat her up. That's not how a man is supposed to treat a woman.
No.
The chivalry is beautiful. You ever walk past somebody and they say, let me get the door for you. You're like,
when I'm with my husband and my son, when I'm with them, my daughters and I, we don't touch the doorknob ever.
They're not touched it out. I know it.
That's chivalry.
When they were younger, and if I'm coming out later and they're all in the car already, my husband used to tell my son as a little boy, get out and get the door for your mother.
Yes.
He would always sit behind me in the back seat. I never had to touch the doorknob.
Yeah.
That's right.
I always say thank you. And I tell my daughters that too. If anyone ever does anything, say thank you. I don't cook. My husband does. He doesn't cook the best, but it's food, it's sustenance. Obviously, we're not losing any weight over here. And I always say thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always be thankful for everything that you get, because I mean, it doesn't have to be that way,
right?
But it's nice when it is.
Yeah.
I remember my son was about 2 years old, and my grandmother used to always go shopping with him. So he would go at 2 years old and get the gallon of milk and put it in the cart for his nana. And he would go shopping. Like she would point out, okay, pick that up. He would go and he would pick it up and put it in the basket. That was his job. And he was happy to do it.
Yeah.
So when they went to the store, he was happy to be like, okay, let's go, because I'm ready to go shopping with my nana. I'm ready to do this with my nana.
Yeah.
And he would, go out of his way to do that. Now, the other thing he used to do that used to crack me up was when I would go out with him, he'd be like, okay, let me go get the stroller. And I'm like, if you could stay, let me go get the stroller. You could walk. But he would crack me up because my grandmother raised him, for lack of a better word. She used to go, like I would drop him off at the babysitter. She would literally go to the babysitter after I went to work, take him from the babysitter and bring her to her house. So I would call midday to the babysitter and be like, oh, I'm just checking in. How's my son? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, your grandmother came and got him like an hour after you left. I'm like, I'm paying this lady to watch my child. Like, if you're going to take him, like, take him. Like, I don't have to pay for it. It's going to be free.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up not having a babysitter and she watching my child. But like, he would always be like, I'm going to protect Nana. He would walk on the outside of the street, so Nana would be in the inside. He's like, I'm protecting my Nana. And that's how he grew up with me. I'm protecting my mama. If I'm walking in the street with my mother, I'm walking on the outside of the street because my mother is a female. She needs to be protected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so, he always had that mindset. And even now, he's going to be 30. He's going to be 30 next month. I don't know who his mama is no more.
Right, man.
30-year-old child. I couldn't possibly.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
But he always
still
has that same chivalrous tone. Like when he's walking with his sister has to be protected.
Yeah.
And that's just something that he just grew up knowing and seeing from my dad and his uncles. So he knows, this is what you do for a woman. You protect her.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and Adrianne said, I think a person that calls just to say hello is beautiful. It is. A person that smile and speak to a stranger, you never know what this can do for someone. Yes. And paying it forward. Just buying someone's groceries if you have it. That's beautiful. I've done that for people and never expected nothing. And maybe 3-4 weeks later, I got a blessing. And I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
But then you stop and remember, oh, wow. Because I believe what you give out, you give back.
Exactly. Vernes, remember that story when you were at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Oh my God, girl.
Tell that story again.
So guys, I have a video out. Yes, I was going to drop my husband off at work. I'm just gonna run. You just tie your head up in a bun and go, and I'm just gonna come right back. So I said, let me stop and get me some coffee, treat myself, you know. And I'm driving up to the drive-thru, and I'm like, why the lady isn't taking my money? Like, come on, like, I need my coffee. And she's like getting my stuff, but she's not taking the money because, you know, you're like this. So when she gives it to me, she finally goes, oh, no, you don't need to pay for that. And I'm like, what's going on? And she said, oh, the person in front of you paid. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was nice. That was nice. And then he goes, you matter. Black lives matter. Girl, I lost my whole mind. Wow. Was crying. I had to pull over.
Wow.
I'm bawling. I'm like, never expected that. Especially in this environment.
Right.
That we're in. Everything is so damn hostile. Everybody wants to argue and fight.
Yeah.
Just stop. Police officers, teachers, Black people, white people, everybody, just stop.
Yeah.
Try to understand what the other person is saying before you're ready to hurt them. Yeah. Everything doesn't cause for a reaction.
Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't. It's just hold on and just let's see what's going on. It could just be a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know? But yes, you just have to remember, I think a friendship for years, years, like 20 years, they're not friends like that since we were 5 years old. Mm-hmm. I think that is beautiful. We might not talk every day, but when we talk,
it's like no time has passed. Like
that's what we do.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what about medical? Has anyone ever had anything in the medical field that was beautiful? I know for me, getting diagnosed with lupus, I was so happy, and I know it's going to be weird. I was so happy when they finally diagnosed me because I done went through everything. But the way the doctor told me, it just melted my heart. It was beautiful. It was like, we found it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? To me, that's beautiful when you have a doctor, as Italy Strong can say, has a bedside manner.
Yes.
It was beautiful when I was my mother's primary caregiver when she lived with ALS, and my children, when she first needed 24/7 care, they were in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th grades. And to see my children have so much compassion towards her, even when my mother couldn't talk anymore, they would come in and start talking to her as, you know, just regular. They never treated her differently. They will set up Monopoly games to play with her and make her moves. You know, my daughter at 9 years old was able to suction my mother's trachea out, you know, with so much love and care. And I was like, this right here is the most valuable lesson that they could have ever had. Compassion at such a
There's a video going around where a little boy, he has to be about 7, maybe 6. And he's feeding his grandmother, and she's like about 90, and he's feeding her because she couldn't do it. You know, I'm like, okay, who cut on the waterworks? Who's cutting onions? Because why am I crying?
That's so
I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Nikki?
Oh, well, so my daughter, my very first daughter that I had when I was 17, she had muscular dystrophy. So, and I lived in Richmond, Virginia during this time. And when she passed away at 2 years old.
Sorry.
But you know what? That was God's blessing to me, because like Sherry said, the nurses, the doctors, I just had never seen such compassion in my life. And later on, I became a CNA. And then I understood when you can be there for somebody's family, to just hold their hand and just, you know, rock with them when sometimes there's no words that you can say that will help that family. And, you know, I would be there in their last moments when they were taking their last breaths. And it took me back to when I was there with my daughter and she took her last breaths, and that nurse was standing right there with me by my side that whole time. So I was in the healthcare field for 13, 14 years. That right there, they may not understand it, but when you see these videos and stuff saying that these nurses are heroes,
yes,
they are. It's a beautiful thing. It really is, because some of them, you know, my hat's off. I did what I could, you know, during my time while I was there. But I have to say hats off to all of them because the compassion that they show. Now, some of them are in it just for the money. And I've seen that side too, and that's ugly. And for those who get out of that field, that's what I say to that.
Right.
Right. But yeah.
I love when you have somebody in the medical profession who goes out of their way to transcend the job. Yes, it's their job to come in and check on you, but you can tell when a person really genuinely wants to be there and wants to make sure you're okay, or if they're just checking a box and saying, okay, we check the vitals, it's this, that, and third, and goes about their way. That to me is beautiful when they put that extra in it to let you know that you matter. Because it's very scary being in the hospital. I've been on that side where I had to be in the hospital, and then I've been in the side where I had to be in the hospital for my parents or my children. And it's a very scary feeling. You don't know what's going on. You want the information. Your doctor is not there, so you're not getting the information that you need. And that person that takes the extra time out and says, you know what? I heard that the doctor is coming on call in about an hour. Check back with me in like 30 minutes, and I'll let you know where you are in terms of, the pecking order of his rounds, when he's going to come around to see you. That to me was huge to me, because she didn't have to say that.
Yeah. Right.
But she went out of her way to put me at ease. That to me is the most beautiful thing ever, when you can, give of yourself unselfishly.
I seen a young boy in school. He was black and the other little boy was white. And I guess, he didn't have a lot of money. Maybe they were not as well off. And kids were teasing him. So the black boy took his sneakers off, walked to the classroom and gave it to him. And his sneakers were, a little, that's beautiful, because this is a kid. How do you know how to do that? And the kid, he was just so like, oh my God, when you see a black child and a white child playing without all of this BS that's going on, they're just children playing. That is beautiful. The little black girl and the white girl hugging. That's beautiful, because they're not looking at that.
Right. I'm going to tell y'all a story. My oldest son, my granddaughter is 17 now, and her mother was white. And we lived in this small little city called Hempstead, which was, back in the day, that's where slaves were. Well, her grandparents were still prejudiced people, and this is a true story. Well, she spent time with us. We're the black people. And then, her family is white. Well, unbeknownst to us, her grandfather had named her Niggerette as a nickname, and we found out. We didn't take it very well. But I know he was instilling in her that she's not black. So one night I was giving my baby a bath. And I was trying to explain to her, because she was saying that somebody said that she's not supposed to like black people. So I was telling her, baby, your father is a black man. Your mother is a Caucasian woman. We are all the same people. Your mother's just a little lighter skinned, and this little girl, it's like I told her something that was terrifying. She screamed and hollered that she is not a black girl and she hated black people, but they are that side. So when only when a child is so small that they learn how to know the difference between dark and light, and how to hate, it does come from somebody on the inside. It took us a long time to get her out of that mindset. And so now at 17, guess what? She don't date anything but black men.
We talked about this last week, and I want you guys to see this. And I think this is beautiful, because people do get discriminated against, again, of how we look, because this world is so damn physical and not mental. I hope you guys can see that.
Oh, let me see.
Oh.
The whole family has that birthmark.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
wow.
whole family.
Wow.
That is beautiful. Now I don't know if it's the what's the one where you change color like Michael Jackson did?
He,
Vitiligo.
Yeah, I don't know if
Vitiligo.
it's vitiligo or if it's just a birthmark because they have it like on their arms, their legs, and everywhere. But all of them have it, and that is like beautiful to me.
That's beautiful.
Like I said, with the little black girl with the blue eyes, or Beverly Johnson's daughter, and you know everybody was saying you can't be a model because you're dark skinned or you're not. Actually, I think some of the darker models are beautiful because you don't need to put that much makeup on it.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they already got that melanin. I mean, you know, you put some, but you don't have to slab it on.
Right.
Mhm.
You
My,
know?
the most beautiful model to me was Alec Wack.
I said that last week. Alec Wack. Yup. Isn't she stunning? And Naomi Campbell with that walk, honey. Oh my God.
Yeah, Naomi Campbell had it with the walk.
Yeah.
She
And I
got
wasn't really a Tyra fan. Like
No.
I was like, because I've met her before, and her attitude is very not beautiful.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
But that Alec Wack,
Yeah. What about
beautiful
babies
from
that
the
are born with
inside
cleft
out.
lips? Babies that are born with cleft lips. I don't know, for some reason I think they are so stinking cute. They are just so beautiful. I don't know, it's just something about them. I think that is so beautiful. Even though, you know, they can get it fixed, but when they're first born with that, I don't know, it's just stunning to see.
And you know what, Vern, the kids with Down syndrome, there's something about them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just something about them. And then when they smile and they go the extra mile
Yes.
to do things. I don't know. It's just something about them. They're just so beautiful to me.
They are. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. That is just something that you cannot buy. You know, when you see your mom and dad kissing still, you know, when they're older, and you're like, what? Like it's beautiful to me.
Yes.
And if you don't see that in your home, everything starts from home. And I forgot what I was talking to last week, but when you're 3, 4, you're at home with your mom, your dad all the time. If you don't instill in them at that point, okay, now you're going to school. You're going to be with a white teacher who you've never seen a white person before if you grew up in a black area. Now, you can't talk to that white teacher like you talk to a black person because it's a different perception. They have to know how to interact with different people, Chinese people, black people, white people. If they've never seen that and you did not prepare them, that is a shock for them.
Yeah.
So you have to tell them, look, you're going to daycare or you're going to school, but there are going to be people there that are different from you.
Yeah.
You don't treat them any different. They just look different. You know, people that maybe have speech impediments, people that maybe have birthmarks. You know, if you don't tell your child this little, like, color really doesn't matter, because if I cut you and I cut that person, guess what color you're both gonna bleed? Red.
Yeah.
You're not gonna bleed green and he's gonna bleed blue. You're not no better. God don't make junk.
No. He doesn't.
Absolutely.
You know, we're all different, black and white. We are so much the damn same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are. So I just wanted to talk about, is beauty in the eye of the beholder?
Absolutely.
You have to look at the beauty in everything. Look at a mountain. Look how big a mountain is, and you're like, how did that get there? An iceberg. How did that get there? You know, how does the snow fall out the sky? These things are beautiful, even though we're not sure and don't know, like an atom. What is an atom? How does that do this? How does that make up you to give oxygen in your body when you know, all of these things are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
We have to stop looking at people.
Yes.
Their color, because there was a show, The Jeffersons. You guys probably know it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The guy was white and he was getting ready to die, and George saved him, and he goes, should have let me die. This man saved you. It didn't matter that he was black. He saved you. And if we don't instill in our children to look at the beauty and stuff before they go to school, it can damage them. If we don't teach our boys, you don't hit little girls, you know, you tell someone you're not supposed to do that. You know, you're supposed to say thank you and please. If you don't teach your kids manners, to me, that's a direct reflection of the parents. How do you let this go on so long and you never stopped it?
I know.
Beauty, guys.
That was a goal when I had, you know, when we had our kids. I have 3 children and they're all 20 months apart. They're 18, 20, and 22 now. But when they were younger, my goal was always to make sure that they were humble, because, you know, my husband and I, we always lived a lot further from our family, you know, just because of the circumstances of his career. And I was like, if something ever happened to us, who knows? I mean, we have who they're going to go to, but who knows if that's going to work out. And we want to make sure that they're good people, you know, not just cute little kids or whatever, but good people, humble people, so that people will want to be around them, so that people won't treat them wrong because, you know, they're getting on their nerves or something to that effect. And that's the thing, you know, we have to start that early with our children, is to raise them early of being humble, being good people, like Vern, what you were saying, having them say please and thank you, you know, being respectful and grateful for everything that they do.
Right.
I remember this was when I moved to where I'm at now, and it was just me and my 4 kids, and we went out to Wendy's. And I've always taught my kids, pray over your food. I don't care where you at.
Yeah.
You in school, wherever you at. So of course I leave them at the table, but I go up to like get the sodas or something, and I come back, you know, and they're like, all right, we're getting ready to say grace. They're holding hands. So I'm sitting down with them, and I swear to you not, these 2 white people, you know, they were, I'd say about in their 50s at the time. They came over and they literally said, oh my God, that is so beautiful that your kids are sitting here saying grace and holding hands. You know, inside, I'm not going to lie, I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah. but I let them know, not all of us are out here doing what you perceive.
Right.
And yes, some of us do train our kids up the right way.
Absolutely. We used to get that all the time at restaurants. People would always come over to us. Wow, your kids are so good. And we're looking like,
what are they supposed to be like?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
They're so well behaved. They're so
like, they're so
nice. They're so respectful. Like, where they're supposed to be.
What are they supposed
and
to
Sherry
do?
needs to be nicer to me because I don't like strawberries. She always give me that face. I've never had a strawberry, guys. So.
Oh my goodness! What?
Or cucumber or ramen noodles. We were talking about that. Look at her face.
How did this happen? How did this happen, bro?
Oh, that's what I did, hood girl.
Has goosebumps. I can't. It's like I can't.
Brown Bella, it's not that she's allergic. It's not that she don't like them. She's never had them.
I see the beauty in a strawberry, but I just can't eat it.
Oh my God.
We're talking no strawberry shortcake, strawberry yogurt, strawberry shakes, none of that.
Nope, none of that.
Oh my gosh.
That's a little
yeah.
I
cannot with you and these strawberries.
I'm trying to get better. But guys, I really think all of you beautiful women, you guys are each in your own right beautiful to me. I have a special relationship with each one of you. And I so appreciate you guys just for doing this for me on this panel, because we know, again, as women, you know, we have that backbiting, fighting to, and I thank God that most of the women that I know here on YouTube, I don't have any issues with, you know me, I love everybody. I'm the cheerleader, you know that. But I'm saying we all have to learn that.
Yes.
And look at the beauty in a person.
Absolutely.
Now, until they do you wrong, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you first meet them. Don't just judge and be like, oh, no.
Yes.
Learn how to see the beauty in someone. I remember when me and a girl met, we were in another stream, and then we just happen to become friends, and I'm like, oh my God, and she's like, oh my, and like it's like we have something there. It's something.
Right.
Know that in here of a person's heart.
Absolutely.
You know, most people's heart we hope are pink and beaten or red and not black, but we know we have those people who are mean and nasty, and those are the ones who just stay away from. Learn to stop and enjoy the small things, a nice water, again, a flower, sunshine, a sunrise. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. You ever get up in the morning and you look out the window, or the moonlight? I think the moon. Like enjoy the beauty in these things, guys, and try to pay it forward to someone else. So I'm gonna, in closing, I'm gonna just let everyone say a little bit of something. I thank you all in the stream that are here. We got 12. Thank you, guys. So Bella, I'm gonna start with you. Let us know what you want us to know about you, about your channel, or anything. And guys, I do have a little note at the end about a panel that I'm gonna be on this week, and I would love for everyone to come.
Okay. Well, again, my channel is Brown Girl Bella, bringing you lips, lashes, and luxury. I do luxury makeup reviews, skincare reviews. I also do mid-tier and bargain Bella, discounted things at the drugstore level as well. So what I want you guys to take away from this evening, we had some really great people talking. Like, I'm listening to all of you ladies, and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. My father used to always tell me, don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. And I never got that as a kid. Like, I would always be in my head or worrying about something. But once I became an adult, I understood what that meant. Not to get involved in the minutia of every little detail of every little thing, because you'll drive yourself crazy. At the end of the day, you got to run with blinders on, and you got to see that goal ahead of you. And everything that's going on here on the side and over here on the side don't mean a thing to you unless you bring it there, unless you So don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff.
Thank you for that. And Brown Girl Bella, let us know when you come on live on your channel, just so everybody know.
Okay, well, I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesday at 2:00, I will do a Bella Watch, which I invite you all to come in. You got to be in it to win it. You come over and we basically watch your videos. This is an opportunity for people who may not have had exposure to your channel to get exposed to your channel. As long as your video is under 15 minutes, we will sit there and we will rock out until every last person watches the video. So I do that every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:00. Yep, 2:00 until we ride until the wheels fall off. And then Thursday night, I also have Unwind with Bella. It's my, give back to all of those who do not like beauty tutorials. We talk about everything but beauty. Last week, I did a sexy bedtime story. I actually did two. So, I invite you to come, but it's, it's grown folk stuff. So if you want to do that, come see me there. And then on Sundays, I do Sunday Sips at 2:00, where I start off with a bare face and I end up like this. And we go through all the different makeup that I put on my face, whether it's drugstore, mid-tier, high-end. I talk about it all. I talk about all my faves, and then I put my look together.
Yep. So Nikki, I'm gonna let you talk, because I know you said you had to leave.
So I just want to say thank you for having me here. You ladies are beautiful. Your spirits are coming through, and it's just so beautiful. So I'm just glad to meet you all. I'm now working on putting a video out weekly. I'm going to continue with the work at home videos. The new series that I'm starting is going to be product reviews, natural product reviews, because I'm switching over to using products that are more friendly to my body because of the MS. So check out some of those. You might enjoy some of them. And again, thank you, Vern. I think this has been a great panel. I think this is good for people to know that we are beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All colors. We are all different colors on this panel, and we are all beautiful on the inside and out.
Right.
So,
And if you guys are not connected to Brown Girl Bella or Nikki, please make sure you're going to their page and you're connecting with them. So I'm going to have Coach Sherry tell us a little bit, or whatever last nugget you want to let us know.
Well, first of all, yes, we are all beautiful sisters. All of us on this panel, everyone in the chat, everyone, because God does not make mistakes. We are beautiful in our own right, and own your beauty. And my channel is, and thank you so much, Vern, for inviting me on this channel. I appreciate you so much. You are truly a wide seat cheerleader. And I appreciate all of your support. But my channel is about workforce development, career readiness, and entrepreneurship. And I give information on, you know, being an entrepreneur, on how to get your career jump started, tips on being more mindful and self-aware, things that will help support you to be able to show up in your true self in a positive and professional manner. There's so much opportunities out there for everyone. It's just opening up your minds, opening up your eyes. And that's how I feel even with beauty. You know, don't assume that because at first glance, maybe a person is not necessarily appealing to your eye, but we all have so much beauty within us. And I believe that this panel showed that there's so much beauty. Sometimes you have to dig deeper, and that is fine. Yes. But understand that we all have it in us, and bring it up, bring it out, because it's an aura. It's also an aura. And so wear it, and wear it well. Be proud, stand tall. And I really hope that everyone that is listening to this live, as well as the replay, have received those nuggets. I personally, I wish I had a more concrete schedule like Brown Bella, but I don't. I definitely do go live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On my lives, I typically will have a special guest that will talk about business, about nonprofits, about amazing job opportunities, the way that people are moving. That's very inspiring. I'll have professional athletes on my show and what they're doing, life after sports. Also, I'm going to start going live a little more frequently. I just don't have my schedule all out, but I do try and post something on a daily basis. So my channel is Coach Sherry.
Yes. Thank you. And my girl, that hood girl to the hood.
Well, this is what I want to say to the Black sisters. In this society, what I have noticed abroad is that we don't even speak to each other when we're out in the world. We have come to turning our heads. There are times when I have spoken to a sister, not for her to say anything back to me. And I believe that if we get eye contact, somebody needs to speak. It's common courtesy.
Even the brothers do this.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah. And another thing I would say is, if you haven't found your purpose and your place, it's so important for us to all take time in a quiet room, in a closet, without your cell phone, without your TV, and learn how to meditate at least 10 minutes a day.
Yes.
And search your soul and your spirit to seek yourself, to find yourself, to be sure of yourself, and to know who you are and what you strive for and what you're not going to waver on. And believe in yourself, and then love yourself.
I love it.
So first, I want to say, everybody, we are beautiful women, okay?
We
And
are.
if you see your sister in need, you see your sister need a helping hand, don't be afraid to help and reach out. Because
right.
Girl, no, I be calling her, girl, how you doing? You okay, girl? Hey, I'm probably like, girl, stop calling me. But I want you to know I'm thinking about you. Nikki, Coach Sherry, hey, you okay, girl? How you, Bella, are you okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not being nosy. You don't have to tell me nothing. I just want to know, are you okay?
Right.
And then you say, oh, yeah, and that's all. I don't ask for anything else. Just know that I love you guys from my heart. Yeah. Even though I don't know you in person, but we talk here, we talk on the phone or whatever the case is, and let you know I love you, ladies. I really do appreciate my people in the chat. You know, I love my Booskis, all of you. Yes, Denise, meditation does help. And you know, just don't be afraid to help your fellow sister. It's nothing wrong with that. It's not that she's trying to get anything out of you or take nothing from you.
Right.
Okay. And know that we are all beautiful in our own right.
That's
whatever that right is. Yeah. We are all beautiful. But I do want to say on Thursday, October 15th, guys, I will be on the panel of the Positive Pusher. You guys don't know her. You need to get over there and check out her channel. And it's going to be a positive takeover. And it's called Unleashing the Power Within and Encouraging Others. And I'm so grateful that she asked me to be on her panel. So it's going to be on the 15th. Now it is at 8 p.m. Central Time. So I don't know what time that is for Eastern, but I have to look it up. But that's 8 p.m.
They're an hour behind us.
So it's 9 Eastern? Okay. So it's 8 Central, and I'm excited to be doing that. But guys, I've been working hard trying to do things, and I want YouTube to be a good forum for us all.
Yeah.
After or if you're trying to be monetized, YouTube is a great avenue to show your products off, show your knowledge. You don't know who's watching your channel.
That's right.
You don't know who's going to reach out to you and ask you to, hey, could you promote this for me on your channel? And I'll give you $5,000, $10,000, whatever that number. I'm putting it out there, guys. Yes. You don't know.
Bring it.
Yes, that's right. You don't know. It can happen. God can take you from waiting on that thing you want to walking in it.
Yeah.
Like that. If you believe in it, it can happen.
That's right.
It can happen. Yes, please do watch the replay, Denise. Thank you. We were up till 4 a.m. last night, me and Denise. Yes. But guys, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to my awesome, beautiful panelists. We got Brown Girl Bella. We got my girl Coach Sherry. We got my girl Nikki Nichols. We got my girl, that hood girl to the hood. I love you all. Thank you guys. Love and light to everybody.
Yes.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. This was awesome. This was awesome. Remember to see the beauty. Look at beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.